Hello everyone, I'm your Commissioner Nick and welcome to another episode of the Power Rankings. How are we feeling, my friends? It's week 2. Did we win week 1? Did we lose week 1? Are we ready to panic and start tanking? Well, I'm here to help you get through it all. I'm going to give you the rankings, I'm going to give you your picks, and we also got a new segment at the end of the show called Around the League. You're going to love it. Let me know what you think. Without further ado, let's get into those rankings. Number 12. Quantum Cheeseburger. Jerry's team remains in the 12th spot as his win column is as lonely as his Lonely Hearts Sports podcast. Despite the Muth getting Luth, Hunter Rutrow looked like an afterthought in the Vegas offense, which resulted in Jerry falling to 0-1. And after dedicating this week to the Queen, Her Majesty would have been ashamed of Jerry's Week 1 performance. R.I.P. in peace. Number 11. Beans Pride Parade. Beans comes in at number 11 after losing to Oliver in the game of the week. Not surprising when you start Kadarius Baloney and Doo-Doo Smith Poopster at wide receiver. Soulja Beans is fully entrenched in the army now, so access to his phone will be minuscule. How will his players respond to an owner abandoning their team? Number 10. The Team of Dogs.
I turn and look, there's a little kitty cat in our kitchen. So I said, "What are you doing in here, little kitty cat?" By that time, the cat turns, tries to get back out. That scream won't go that way. Cat starts going, meow, all crazy. And I told our players, we need more dogs. Bo's barking in the back. I have to go shut Bo up. Mel's like, "What's going on?" I said, "There's a cat in the house." "Cat in the house?" I said, "Yeah, there's a cat in the house." So I told our players, I tried to let it out the front door. Meow, meow. The cat's still going crazy in there. And I told our players, you need to be more like a dog. We don't need a bunch of cats in here looking in the mirror. Do I look good? I got my extra bands on. I got my other shoes on. Be a dog. We don't need no meows. We don't need no cats. We need more dogs.
Number 9. When Legends Rise. Frank's team got whomped this week by Brophy and put up the fewest points in the league in the process. Error Rogers looked ready to quit after only scoring 0.9 points. Hollywood Brown was one of the only bright spots on this team in week 1. I would get the panic button out, not necessarily hit it, but have the panic button ready. Number 8. Bye week. Brad had a disappointing loss in week 1 as the offense shined through scoring the 4th most points in the league. This team played soupy. Ramon-Ra St. Brown started off hot, but cooled off quickly. The defense really let this team down though, giving up the most points in the league to Cam. Might want to make a statement and fire the defensive coordinator. Number 7. Team Never Lucky. Dan moves up to number 7 this week after winning his first game of the season. Stefan Can-You Diggs-It went off on opening night for 8 catches, 155 yards, and a touchdown for a total of 26.2 points. Saquon also looked like he's returned to 2018 elite form, which is not ideal for the rest of the league. I'm going to need to see it again before I can move this team in the top 5 though. Number 6. Team Lance 2.0. Cam's team picked up his first ever win in bad company in glowing fashion, putting up the most points in the league. This wasn't a gritty win, this was just everyone firing on all cylinders. JT and CEH led the way on the ground with nearly 50 points between them, and Cam quickly learned the best part of waking up is starting Cooper Kupp. Tough matchup this week, let's see if he can keep it rolling. Number 5. King of the Hill V2. Luke's team lost a disappointing week 1 matchup as Christian McCaffrey was very average. This team did not look very good, especially Cam Akers' goose egg against the Bills. Despite dropping 4 spots in the rankings, can't freak out here. This team still has Josh Allen who could take over any week. I think Luke bounces back. Number 4. Poppy's prized possession. Brophy's team won a low-scoring affair against Frank this week and stays in the 4th spot. Yay Brown had a huge game with 25 points to lead the way. Should be interesting to see how Poppy plans to replace the Black Kirk Cousins at QB with his hand injury. Also interesting that my post-draft ranking champion now has the fewest chances at making the playoffs. Number 3. Jerry's daddy. Hunter's team picked up the easy win over Jerry in week 1 and moves up 3 spots in the rankings. Michael Hitman Jr. and Devontae Adams balled out for a combined 56 points. Lamar Jackson and Miles Sanders also had good games, but I wouldn't count on that to continue for the latter. Also, keep your eye on the Najee Harris injury situation as well. Number 2. Harambe, Olave, Javante, Deontay. Oliver's team defeated Beans in the game of the week and remains in the 2 spot in our rankings. Obi-Wan Mahomey showed why he's the Jedi Master, leading this team to victory with 5 touchdowns and 44.5 points. Javante and Connor had decent games, but everyone else was a bit lackluster, keeping this team out of the top spot. And number 1, The Process. Ryan's team is our new number 1 atop the rankings after his week 1 win over Luke. Justin Jefferson led the way with a monster game, scoring 2 touchdowns and nearly 40 points himself. Him and Herbert picked up for his RBs, who totaled just 12 points combined. Ryan went all in on Jeff Wilson Jr. on waivers, so let's see if he can be the new RB1 for this team. Now let's take a look at our commissioner picks. Here's our week 2 matchups. Last week I went 3-3 in my picks. In our first matchup, it's Team Never Lucky versus When Legends Rise. I'm going to take When Legends Rise. I think my dad's team bounces back here. In our next matchup, it's Harambe, Olave, Javante, Deontay taking on Poppy's prize possession, and I'm taking Oliver's team to move to 2-0. In our next matchup, King of the Hill V2 taking on my team, the Team of Dogs. And let me tell you, we need more dogs. But we still need more dogs. I'm taking King of the Hill V2. Jerry is not nice taking on Beans Pride Parade. Jerry is not nice. That's actually Jerry's daddy now. I'm taking him to beat Beans this week. Beans, it's just his lineup is not looking as good anymore. And in our next game, we got the bye week taking on Quantum Cheeseburger. And you know where I'm going with this one. Brad, it's going to be an easy win. And in the game of the week, we've got The Process taking on Team Lance 2.0. 2 high-scoring teams in week 1. Both are 1-0. First ever matchup between these two. First ever game of the week for Lance 2.0. Cam, that is. It's going to be a tough one. I'm going to take Ryan to win. He's just got the better overall team here. And, you know, he's proven it. Cam, he's still trying to prove himself here. I'm taking Ryan to win this one. And in our next segment, we've got a new segment on the show called Around the League, where we're going to hear how the rest of the league is feeling at this point in the season. First up, Hunter Grant.
Hey guys, everyone had a great week 1 except one team in our league, and I think he might just need a reminder.
Week 1, he better be ready. That's all I gotta say.
Hey Jerry, who's your daddy?
And that's all we got for you this time. Thanks, Hunter, for being on the show. Thank you all for watching, and good luck this week. It's week 2, baby. Let's go.